Let's transition to some news.
Yeah, I see you got a lot on that screen there.
Yeah, man. So let's start off with shit. Hold on. Let's start off with this one.
Yeah,
From
that's where you started
NBC.
at.
So Bitcoin cryptocurrency is all the rage for the past decade or some change, but there's been some major news this week with our newly elected mayor in New York City, where he is now vowing to take his first 3 paychecks in Bitcoin. Basically, as you can see on my screen, a statement by Eric Adams says that New York City is going to be the center of the cryptocurrency industry. As he tweeted on Thursday, Adams appeared to be trying to one-up Miami Mayor Francis Suarez, who said Tuesday that he will be taking his next paycheck 100% in Bitcoin. Since winning the office, the New York mayor has been throwing down with Suarez in battle of who can transform their respective fiefdoms into crypto capitals of the country. Mayor Suarez progressive crypto policies have already begun to attract top talent. Startups, venture firms, and crypto exchanges have been relocating to the city or at least opening additional offices. Suarez also announced in February that Miami plans to accept tax payments in crypto and let employees draw their salary in the cryptocurrency. And then one other bullet point is big podcaster Joe Rogan he took some gig in cryptocurrency. So what do we make now? Like, do we really make cryptocurrency a thing? Like I've been on on the skeptical wagon of like, I don't know where this is gonna go. I don't know yet, but now you got actual mayors saying like, I want my salary in cryptocurrency.
Well, it's funny because I'm looking at my crypto right now. I'm buying in. That's what I think. I think you buy in right now. If you got money, you buy in. If you don't got money, you buy in. If you don't got money, you find money. Don't pay your phone bill. They ain't gonna cut it off this month. And you buy in right now. That's what I think. Like honestly, it is moving that way. I was just having a conversation with my mother the other day because she was talking about something online that she didn't want to put a card online or something. I'm like, look, in the next 7 to 10 years, that's where the whole push is going to be. You know what I mean? A lot of our transactions are going to be paperless. You know, they'll still have cash because cash will still be king for a part. Just for the underhanded bullshit that, the everyday minutia shit that motherfuckers want to go through that they don't want to be using no Bitcoin for.
Yeah, the black market.
But I think the Bitcoin is here to stay right now. I think the whole and I don't think it's just Bitcoin. They got the Ethereums and all that other shit now. So I think if you're not looking at that as being the new wave, then you might miss a wave. It's kind of like I believe you all were born. Well, you all were born and you were old enough. I don't know how much money you had to invest, but missing that whole the wave of the internet, missing that whole wave.
Mm-hmm.
This will be that next wave, and if you don't get in on the ground level, when you're trying to get in, it'll be too late. That's how I personally feel about it. And as far as Eric Adams taking the money in Bitcoin, Eric Adams is well to do. You know what I mean? And taking money in Bitcoin ain't about shit. That's like taking money in an investment. I mean, it's like a smart move. I don't think it's a foolish move. Like, think about it. If I could get some of my paychecks paid in Bitcoin, I would do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I could say,
can I get my part of my paycheck in stock?
Yeah, it's like it's like saying, can I get part of my paycheck in stock? I mean, that's like it's like a double investment to me. It's weird, but I think it's like just a double investment. I'm not taking that money and putting it into this fucking bank that's giving me 0.1%. You know what I mean? I'm putting it. I'm getting it in Bitcoin, so my shit is already fluctuating in the market. You know what I mean? My shit already making me make money once I get it. So I believe in it right now. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm with Hawk. I've already started investing in BlockFi, and purchasing Bitcoin and getting a 5.3% interest rate on it, which is much higher than any bank savings account. I actually just most recently closed my savings account with the bank, because I was like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
plus the whole thing is between the low interest rate and then the bank fees and shit. I'm just like, well, I'm spinning my wheels here. So I said, let me take
Black
my
Zeus,
money.
my fault.
Yeah.
You said you closed it, right? Because I was just not closing one of my savings. I wanted to do that too.
I closed my savings account because I'm like, I'm spinning my wheels with this. What's the point?
Exactly.
So I said, let me take this money and I'm gonna put this in my checking. Like I was just talking to my wife, like I'm gonna put cash is always gonna be king. So I'm always gonna every month I'm gonna try to put roughly 15 to 20% of my cash in the safe in the crib, and then I'm still gonna do my 20% of investment, and then after that 50% of my income goes towards survival and paying for the household bills. My last 10% is for play.
Yeah. And you're right about the bank rate is so fucking low and inflation is just kicking its ass. You be like, bruh, like, why do I have my money here? Like, your money definitely got to work for you. For me, as someone who's in the finance industry, I've seen the volatility of cryptocurrency, and I've been on the sideline. But there's been a lot of major players doing what you guys been doing, and I'm like, yeah, I can't sit on the sideline for too long anymore. Like, this shit is the future. And when you see mayors of huge metropolitan cities like New York and Miami saying like, yo, I'm taking my salary into this shit. Like, yo, it speaks volumes, man. It truly speaks volumes, man. So, and then hey, I like you said, Smith, you got to get into it. And I spent a good deal yesterday before I went out, just reading up on cryptocurrency and the metaverse, which I am going to transition into our next story because this shit is getting out of control for me, man. So this is from CNBC. Nike is quietly preparing for the metaverse. The apparel giant has taken its first step into the metaverse. The Oregon-based company has filed several new trades this week that indicate that its intent to make and sell virtual Nike branded sneakers and apparel. According to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, Nike filed applications on October 27th. For Nike, the brand's famous slogan, "Just Do It," and its swoosh logo. The following day, 2 more applications for the Air Jordan and Jumpman logos were filed. In total, seven different applications have been submitted. Nike is protecting their trademarks for this new era, said Josh Gerben, a trademark attorney. The company didn't immediately respond to a request for comment on its future plans. However, people familiar with this strategy said the space is a priority for the brand and consumers can expect to see more virtual rollouts in the months ahead. In addition to the trademark request, Nike is also looking to staff up in the space. According to a search of Nike jobs, the company recently posted openings for virtual material designers of footwear and other virtual designs. The job listings posted on October 23rd said this role sits in the digital product creation group, a team focusing on igniting the digital and virtual revolution of Nike. So, fellas, this shit is getting real. What?
Yo,
I know this is the third week in a row we talk about the metaverse, but this is getting insane.
You're not gonna read that last sentence. You're not gonna read that.
The company is still waiting on a patent filed in April 2019 for CryptoKicks, which Nike plans to use as a non-fungible token.
Yeah, NFT.
For the NFT. So, fellas,
I told you from the jump, old man. This ain't for you. This is for the next generation. When I watch my son play, Fortnite, and he comes to me saying, "Dad, can I have money to buy V-Bucks, video game dollars? So you're gonna take my real money to buy fake money to get fake things on a video game?"
Yes.
Like I told you, my dude, this is not for your generation.
Hey,
this
Black
is for
Zeus.
the next generation. This is nothing new. This is just the next evolution of what's already been going on.
Can you say that again, please?
Retard alert!
That's what I feel like that shit is.
Can you say that again? Can you say that again?
So like I said, my son, the next generation, I don't know, QXG, whatever you want to call it, it comes to me just like every other kid nowadays. Mom and dad, can I get some real money so I can get some video game money so I could buy shit in the video game world, the virtual world. So I'm going to take my real money and exchange it for virtual money to get virtual shit in the virtual world. That's nothing new.
Because I'm living in the virtual world. Yes,
that's where they living.
I don't got no.
I told you.
I have Black Zeus repeat that twice because that's where I'm at with it too.
I told you, my dude.
He did tell you. And yes, as my son comes down right now, he's like, Dad, yes, exactly. I want to eat real money so I can spend your real money in this virtual world. I need your real money so I can get virtual money so I can spend this virtual money in this virtual world to get virtual things that'll make me feel better about my virtual self.
And if you want to get real deep, let's go back. Let's go back to just before August 15th of 1971. We used to have the gold standard, which was a real item. We exchanged that when Nixon took us off the gold standard for the greenbacks, the paper dollar.
Greenbacks, paper. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now we exchanged the greenbacks for V-Bucks, Bitcoin. I mean, we exchanged it for digital assets, digital money, paper assets. It's all a game. It's all a game. Now the only thing is where I'm just like, you motherfuckers is crazy.
Retard alert.
Here's my thing. It's like, listen, I'm not gonna take my real money or my even my virtual money to buy virtual things versus the things I need in real life: food, clothing, shelter, this, that, and the other. That's where the insanity is.
And I say to my son, I'm like, so wait, you need the real money to wait, can't you play longer and then you can unlock those things?
Yes, and that's where I go with my son. I tell him all the time. And I ask him the same thing. He's like, yeah, but it takes longer. Well, then that's the way you're going to go.
Yeah, but it takes longer. But that's the
way you're going to go, my dude, because you ain't getting V-Bucks from me.
Yeah, but yesterday I spent a great deal of time, and I'll probably share you these videos that I was binge watching all of this metaverse content yesterday on YouTube. And people are buying real estate in the metaverse, not for $100. We're talking about thousands of dollars in virtual real estate, setting up I think Schubert, you said this last week, like Sims or some shit like that. Like you're buying homes in this thousands of dollars. We're not talking about chunk change here.
Hey, Cash, my daughter has bought homes. My daughter has built malls. My daughter has built amusement parks.
Yep, my son's doing the same thing on
what I'm saying, Cash? You might be out the loop, but bruh, it's been already.
It's been going on, bruh.
Yeah, she's been building this stuff.
My son is currently building a whole.
But it was like these guys said, you're doing this for free. If they needed some shit, you got to unlock it. From what I was watching yesterday, there's no unlocking. People are just straight up saying,
they want you to buy it. Yeah,
they want you to buy it.
That's what.
But here's the thing. The introduction is things like Minecraft and all these online games. The next level, because you got to realize, here's the thing that's crazy.
Oh, so you talking about the conditioning? Okay,
the conditioning,
yes,
starts with the games, and then later on it goes into this next level. So you got to understand this. Facebook, Twitter, like Dave Chappelle put it best. He said, "Oh, you motherfuckers talking shit about me on Twitter, but I don't care because Twitter ain't real." I mean, it's not a real place. It's like it's like writing, your opinion on a wall that doesn't fucking exist.
But the whole thing is,
But here's the thing.
Wait, Black Zeus.
Have you ever seen how people get butthurt if you unfriend them on Facebook?
Exactly. But no, it's writing your name on a bathroom stall, hoping that somebody will go in and see it. That's what it is.
There you go.
You know what I mean? You're hoping that somebody will go in and see it, but everybody ain't going into the stall. So that's
but the people that do go in the stalls might be offended by it and say,
exactly.
"Oh, you should never be allowed to take a shit again because you wrote the wrong thing on the bathroom stall."
But like, but see the whole thing, like Nike is already looking into it and saying, we want our branding now. We know people are going to want Jordans in there. We know they're going to want to see the Nike sign. So we're going to jump in now. You know what I mean? And make this money in this virtual world that I got to look as fresh in my virtual world as I do in my regular life. Even if I got to look fresher in my virtual world, because in my regular life, you don't know what I look like because I'm moving on to the virtual land and this is where I'm going to live.
It's the new form of catfishing.
It's a new form of catfishing, exactly. There you go.
Next level.
I'm not gonna lie. So like my company, they rolled out a virtual reality, the goggles pilot program at my job. So like
the Oculus.
The Oculus, yeah. There's but there's so many variations of the shit. So there's one that's mad expensive. That's $7,000. I gotta send it to you because it's off the chain. But like. This is when
Have
I'm
you ever
like,
played one of those virtual reality games? I'm sorry, I don't mean to
nah.
If you've ever actually played one at like a actual virtuality spot, it's insane.
So, but
dude, it is.
You're leading to my next thought. So, like, I was talking to my wife yesterday, and I was like, "Yo, babe, I might buy one of these." And she looked at me sideways because she thinks along the way I do, and like, "Yo, this is all, this is retarded." Like,
retard alert.
But then. But then I was explaining to her, like, what you guys are sharing, like, yo, this is inevitable. This is the future. And the one thing I told her, I was like, yo, if we're not going to have kids, we can't be left behind because you guys have the luxury of having kids, knowing what they're doing and knowing that this is going to be the wave. We don't have kids. So I was like, look, babe, I got to make this investment so I can understand this because I don't want to be one of those old fuddy-duddies, trying to still use an ATM. When motherfuckers be like, what the fuck is an ATM?
Exactly.
So nah, man, it's crazy that this is happening. I don't know. Like, look, I'm coming around with the cryptocurrency. I'm making that pivot. I'm gonna do that. But now it's just like, damn, do I really make this pivot into this metaverse? Like where I, start buying shit on the, in the metaverse world. It's my first step is I'm going to buy me one of those Oculus, though. I think I'm going to buy.
Let me tell you this much. So, me, my wife, and my son went to an event that one of my family members was having, and at the event, they had a guy who had a whole virtual setup going on, where you put on these, you put on this headset. You put on some these little gloves and everything. And he had a little attachment and everything. So he was like, actually, which game did you want to play? What thing you want to go to? Of course, I went into the soldier thing, right? When I tell you, I thought I was really in the battlefield. I thought I was really in the battlefield. When I say like the gun was in my hand, you couldn't tell me it wasn't in my hand. Like I'm looking at my hand and everything. I'm seeing the clip pop in and out, like me taking out one clip and putting it another one in. I see these guys coming at me. I'm ducking down behind. Like this shit looks real as fuck. All right, it was the next level of shit. My wife did a whole nother thing where she was doing escape room, and she had to go up these stairs and go. Then she had to walk across a high beam between two buildings, and you could not tell her that she wasn't gonna fall. Like that's how real. My son played a game where he was in a kitchen. Like, making food and stuff, and you like, it was off the chain. I'll admit, it was fun. It was so realistic. It was really fun. That was how good it was. And that was just the first evolution or at least the evolution I've known of it. And that was, I want to say, at least 5-6 years ago.
Oh,
if
yeah.
Not more.
Yeah.
All right. So it's definitely evolved from when I saw it. You know what I mean? So I'm just telling you, like, it does not surprise me, my dude. It does not surprise me. It's all about how far can you stimulate a person's human existence. You got to remember back in our grandparents' day, that original game of Pong, just the two lines moving up and down and the ball pop. That was like amazing to them. That's nothing to us. Nothing.
They're trying to get it to where you can have that virtual sexual experience.
Oh dear God!
Anywhere and interact with anybody. Oh no, that's the end game.
There's an Amazon show.
I'm not gonna lie.
The end game is to make it very profitable. And the only way you can make it profitable is by having all of the intricacies of the real life. If you don't have all those intricacies and one of them is having sex, you don't have that.
Dude, they already have for the Oculus.
Well, no, I'm saying,
they
but
already have VR porn.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about to mainstream. I'm talking about for everybody, everyday usage. I'm talking about to make it as common as a cell phone. That's what I'm talking. That's the next level. That's the next wave. You know, you can go to Funplex right now and they have all the virtual reality setups. They got about 6 of them where they actually will strap you in so you're not killing yourself walking.
Yeah.
You know, they ain't going too far, but they got the elastic band that only allow you to go but so far. You know what I mean? So they have it where it's, but what I'm saying is when they make it as common as a cell phone, because it's not common. People have them, but they're not common. You know, I would say
they're pricey, bro. Yeah,
they're more common in Japan and China than they are in America. That's what I would say. You know,
I mean, you know, at the end of the day, what's going to end up happening, or the thing is that they're going to have to get to a point where they can literally tap into your brain, and you could just sit in a chair and they tap into your brain, and you know, they put you in a dream state.
You put on that helmet thing that goes into your brain. Yeah, that part. Yeah, that. Sounds weird now, people, but yeah.
Nah, man, it's not like I said. You know, I was telling Joanna, I was just like, "Oh my god, so you want a game system?" I was like, "Nah, actually, I'm looking at this shit as an investment now. The way shit is going, like this is like for real. Like you can't, I was like,
but you're not going into the metaverse though, and making a transaction with Black Zeus that's going to matriculate into the real world.
Correct. Yeah. I understand that, but I think
that's the part that, you know what I mean?
I think it's an investment in regards of staying technologically literate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the whole thing is, think of it like this.
You don't need to be that part of literate technology.
But here's the thing. You guys are thinking a little bit small. You got to think about this on the metaverse. Think about this, right? Imagine now, you're just thinking about video games, but think about this. Instead of you having to pay to go down to Giant Stadium and go to the game and sit in nosebleed section, now everybody can get, 50-yard line seats virtually.
And
be at the game. You can be on the same seat and have the same experience and be at the game from your home. Exactly. Imagine, now you can get the experience of going to the movie theater without going to the movie theater. You can now get the experience of going
have people on the sides
to Broadway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can go to Broadway shows without having to leave your home. Like all these experiences that we would typically leave our home for or watch on TV will now be so much more realistic. Mm-hmm. That's the selling point right there.
And I can still turn to the left and give Black Zeus a high five, and I can turn to the right and still give Cash a high five.
Yeah. And here's the other aspect you got to realize.
I told you all the time I was going in virtually, what time we was going to the game. So we all made the game virtually.
And then
that's why I say I look at this shit as an investment.
I don't like that world.
I mean, I'm not 100% into it, but I get.
I'm not into it at all. I understand it. I understand
it. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm not really into it, but I understand it.
Yeah,
I figured, I just look at the shit. Like I said, I'm gonna do my research and buy one soon, and just to mess with it. Granted, there's probably a bunch of games right now, but at least get a feel for it.
But the one downfall I really see coming is if you thought motherfuckers are depressed off of Facebook and seeing this, that, the other, like the same way, people would take drugs to escape their reality. This is gonna be the new crack cocaine.
Oh yeah. The addiction to this motherfucker's
real reality.
Motherfuckers will be like, "Oh, where's Smith? Yeah, I ain't see this nigga in 2 months."
You going out to the bar with us after work? No, I gotta get home. I'm going to the bar, but it's at home. I gotta get to the home. That part.
Yeah,
gotta rush home.
I'm gonna go to the Big Shirley bar.
The way, So you remember how I sent you guys a clip of it a couple of weeks ago where Zuckerberg did the Meta introduction? It was like 11.
Yeah.
There's an hour-long footage of that. That was a truncated version. Yeah, I'm gonna send you guys an hour joint. The way Zuckerberg and his team are talking about this, you might not even physically go into a building to go to work. Like he's saying,
you go into the metaverse.
You go into the metaverse to do work. So like this entire time, you might not even leave your house, bro. Like
it's Bitmoji on steroids.
Yeah. Like you chilling
That's
at
all it
your
is.
house.
We're
Like,
doing
yo,
steroids.
I
so when
mean-
you say go for a happy hour, like, yeah, I meet you at such and such metaverse bar, but like I'm physically still in my house. I'm
Yeah.
working in my house virtually, and I'm having all this extracurricular activity virtually. This shit is insane,
And so,
bro.
so you're making people.
I mean, it might
go
be good
back
for the
to-
environment.
You're reverting people back to being loners, and people are not naturally loners, and that's going to have a whole nother, like Black Zeus said, the drug is a whole nother drug, bro.
Well,
People-
Smith, I mean, Schubert, but to your point, Zuckerberg did say that. He did bring up the environmental advantages of having people not necessarily commuting
Leaving
and
their
having
home, yeah.
leaving their homes and stuff like
Yeah, I
that. But
get that part, but the downside of the social emotional part of not being physically in presence of anybody, that like they have a movie that's similar to that, and how the people were living online. It's not good for the person. We're not built to be like that. Why is that so loud, man? Turn it down. Yeah, we're not built for that. You're not built for you to be in your house by yourself. Right now, you have a wife in the house with you. That's a little different. But you're not built to just be by yourself working in this virtual scape. That's not what it is. We could try to make it that. We're not aliens. We can try to make it that, but that's not what it is. You know what I mean? It's a reason that you have man and woman and all that good shit. It's a reason.
Yeah.
Like, it's a reason.
all right, let's get into a couple of
See where it
other
is.
news and stuff. So this is another one from CNBC. This is gonna be a very tech-heavy news week. Amazon want us to stop talking to Alexa so much. Amazon want us all to stop talking to its Alexa voice assistant so much and get on with living our lives. Tom Taylor, the senior vice president of Alexa, said,
Alexa, I'm breaking up with you.
Stop it. Get some help.
said it may surprise you that Amazon wants you to talk to Alexa less. We believe that the future of consumer technology is an ambient intelligence, which uses AI to weave together devices and intelligence services, Taylor said at the Web Summit Tech Conference in Lisbon. This isn't just more connected devices. It's about adding intelligence throughout the system to make the devices better. The tech giants are all trying to improve the AI assistance so that they can anticipate what humans want and when they want it. With this ambient intelligence all around you, increasingly you don't have to ask Alexa to do these tasks around your house. Amazon expects there to be lots of different AI assistants in the future, performing different roles in different contexts. When Amazon introduced Alexa 7 years ago, it was able to do just 13 relatively simple tasks like playing music. Today, there are more than 130,000 Alexa skills, Taylor said, adding that people interact with Alexa 1 billion times each week. So what do we make of Amazon telling us that not only they want us to stop interacting with Alexa so much, but this ambient, however you pronounce it,
Ambient.
Okay.
Ambient.
Okay.
As an ambient light.
Yeah. So what do we make of that? This ambient intelligence.
Well, what I make of it is twofold, and I'm gonna keep resorting back to the book when I talk about some of these answers. Well, Alexa could get rid of a lot of bullshit jobs. The flip side of that is I've used Alexa at my sister's house. She bought into it very early. I don't care for it. I don't care for it at all. I don't like the whole process that it was still recording when it shouldn't have been, that it can still send out our conversations, our private conversations, when it shouldn't have been doing that. So I still think that there's a privacy issue with it. And I don't need to ask anything that, I mean, I get the whole, like, what's his name? Not Zuckerberg.
Jeff Bezos?
Not Bezos, the other one. Microsoft dude. Bill Gates. Like, his whole house is set up like that. You know what I mean? He had the platform. He made his whole house where it's set up where everything was, I can talk to the refrigerator. I can talk to the walkways, stuff come on and talk to me while I walk in. I don't know if you all ever saw that when they went into his house. They didn't show his whole house either, but it's pretty freaking amazing. But I don't care for the Alexa, and yeah, they should be telling people to stop talking to Alexa. But you got to remember the commercial that comes on that Amazon touts his daughter walks up and says, "Hey, not even walk up. She's sitting at the kitchen. He's cooking there in the kitchen table, and he's saying, "Hey, Dad, what's the oldest volcano?" He's like, "Alexa, what's the oldest volcano? Mount Pompeii. No. Where's the oldest volcano?" So you tell me the oldest volcano. She says, "What's the name of it?" He goes back and asks Alexa. Like at the end of the day, it takes away a lot of our research capabilities, which I know it makes it easier. I don't mind that part. I'm all for the easy part. I'm just not up for the letting go of my my freedoms. You know what I mean? Like what the people talk about with the vaccine mandate. I'm just not willing to let go of my freedoms, you know. And Alexa is one of those ways that you're letting go of your freedom, I think.
Black Zeus, the man who actually owns an Alexa system.
Hold on a second. Tyler, what are you doing?
See, I want to be able to talk to my son like that and he respond. I don't want to talk to Alexa like that and she respond. Alexa, what are you doing? Like, you see what I'm saying? I talk to my children and they respond like that, not to a machine. Like,
I didn't speak to her. I spoke to.
No, you spoke to your. No, that's what I said. I said, see what Black Zeus is doing.
How do I feel about it? I don't know. And it's funny, no bullshit. Like every morning, you know, I come down and make my cup of coffee in the morning, and you know, I say her name, and then I say good morning, and she says good morning to me, Black Zeus, and then she tells me, you know, a fun historical fact of something that happened on this day, and then she'll also tell me the news, the weather, you know, and inform me while I'm making my cup of coffee, and you know, this, that, and the other. And I find that very useful because I'm not a big TV person, and I don't want to sit there and watch the news and get a bunch of shit that I don't want to know about. I just want to know about the weather. I just want to know what's going on in, you know, the most important current events and this, that, and the other. And she streamlines that for me, you know, and then I want to play my music and this, that, and the other. Every now and again, I ask her questions that, something may, you know, me and my family may have in conversation, and we may need a quick fact check or an answer to something, this, that, and the other. So I find
you wrong. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I find it very useful, you know. I find it very useful.
You said you wake up and talk to Alexa. Do you talk to Alexa before you talk to your wife?
She's still sleeping, so yeah. You know, like, yeah. You know, like I'll say
it was just a question, Black Zeus. It was just a question.
I'm just saying, literally, I'll tell her, like, you know, good morning, Alexa, and she'll be like, good morning, Black Zeus. You know, today's weather is yada, 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 and here's what's going on, blase, blase, blase. Enjoy your day, Black Zeus. You know, I'm like, okay, that's what's up.
Well, like, it's not far-fetched. You ever watch that film with Joaquin Phoenix, Her?
Joaquin?
Well, yeah.
No, I haven't seen it.
Her.
Have you seen that one?
I think I saw.
Oh, Her. Yes. I remember that. Yeah. Her.
Nah, it's pretty dope. What I take away from this shit is just like with this technology, it's just like, to your point, where Alexa's gonna just know. You don't even have to say shit to it. Like, it's just going to know what you want.
It's going to be like, yo, what is the book that we read in that smart ass computer?
Talking to Strangers. By Malcolm Gladwell.
Nah, that wasn't.
No. He's talking about the Think Again, when he's talking about the debating computer.
The computer that ended up killing old boy.
Oh, The Origin.
The Origin.
Oh, that one.
The Origin.
Yeah.
I thought you was talking about the book we read about Malcolm Gladwell, where the computer was able to detect.
Because we talk about Alexa. I'm talking about The Origin.
The Origin.
That was the computer. Yeah. You know what I mean? That control and. You see what I'm saying? I don't like those. I don't like that. I don't like that because I think that computers can manipulate after a while because you tell it so much. Like you said, you think that Alexa gets to the point where it just knows.
Yeah.
That's what that computer was. It just knew. So it knew that in order for me to make something happen, I got to coerce Black Zeus to do something. in order to make it happen at the other end. Like I don't like computers thinking like that. That's too much AI for me. You know what I mean?
Well, is it any different than a person? Is it any different than a person though?
Yes, it is.
Because I know the fact of
yes, it is because the person could be rational at the final moment. A person before it actually commits that violent act can actually come to a realization that that's not what they want to do. The computer once
that's not a rational act. Hold up, stop.
No, look, the computer.
You're confusing two things.
No, that is rational.
Hold on, stop.
Whoa! I wasn't finished. And that is a rational act. You can't say that's not a rational act. If I decide I want to kill somebody, that is rational for that person at that time. What do you mean? I've made a decision. That's rational. What do you mean? I'm now debate. I'm open now.
So the whole thing is there's a difference between the average person killing a person because of some sort of emotional drive, whether they think that person's their enemy, they believe that person is a threat to them, they don't like the person, hatred, bigotry, whatever the case may be. That computer has none of those emotions. It has to be a rational decision. Why am I eliminating this person? Because this person actually is a threat, or this person is this, that, and the other. So for instance, in the book that you're referring to in Origin, the computer calculated that this man was going to die anyway. That was going to happen anyway. And the whole thing was this man's purpose before he died was to get as many people as possible to view his video and view his final work. And what greater way to bring that attention to than to be, assassinated.
To kill him off.
Than to be assassinated, on television. So now
I don't think a computer should have that discretion.
I hear what you're saying.
Because again, you're putting a code into a computer.
Your argument is based off of emotions, not based off of rational.
No, my argument is based off of the computer stopping to take commands and starting to think on its own. That's my argument.
But
that's not based off emotion. That's based off computer taking the algorithm that has been given and saying, "Hey, Black Zeus, you looked at porn yesterday. I think you're gonna like this porn today." You understand?
But
I think the concerns. But I think the concern.
I see what you're saying. It's taking away your autonomy. There's a difference. It's taking away your autonomy.
I think the concern is having AI have this sort of subconscious level of thinking.
Exact. That's what I'm saying.
And I think that could be concerning because I don't know. It's awkward. For some people might say, yo, this is the rational, like as you pointed out in the book of the Origin, this is the future, this is the way of life, this is the way of civilization. It makes things a lot more sufficient and efficient. But I do hear your concern, Smith, in regards of like losing your autonomy and your ability to having your own critical thinking.
And I'm not disagreeing with that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the fact of the problem that we have as humans with machines, taking over is the fact that machines will only make logical and rational decisions. They will not make emotional decisions. And the thing is that is the difference between a human and an emotion and a machine. So
but they're going to make what they think is logical.
So for instance, every woman, when she gets to a certain point of her birth or of her pregnancy, can find out the child may be most likely have Down syndrome. And at that point, she can make the decision to say, hey, I'm going to continue having this child and take whatever burns go along, or no, I'm not. A machine will say, obviously,
you
the
got to
logical and rational decision is get rid of the child.
That's what I'm saying.
It will not be a productive member of society. Wow.
That's the machine's thought of it.
That's the machine.
Knowing that it actually could not even have Down. That's what I'm saying.
But the whole thing is the emotional, the emotional decision that a human being would make, or the emotional component, would not be there with a machine. And that is what we're afraid of.
So no, it's not that, because I'm going to go back with you on that. So girl wants to just have an abortion because she says she's too young. Machine says, no, this is going to be our great new leader. You have to have this child.
How can a machine make that decision?
Because you just said the machine decides who makes the best decision for that person, right?
No, I didn't say that the machine. I'm just saying the fact of the type of decision the machine would make.
And that's what I'm saying.
It's going to take information. It's going to calculate that information. Take a probability of it.
And what I'm saying is, you're going to have an abortion, and the machine is telling you, no, you can't have it because the probability. You see what I'm saying? You can't have machines control shit like
one. There's no way a machine can control the probability or have any knowledge of the probability of a unborn fetus being the leader of anything.
It says the machine can decide that, and if
I said, oh my God,
decide the other.
No, we can currently tell. All right, based off of fetal development, if a child may be born with Down syndrome. We can't tell if that kid's gonna be a smart kid, a dumb kid, but we can tell if it's gonna have Down syndrome. All right.
Okay.
So a computer would say, or a machine
get rid of the kid.
Yes, get rid of the kid.
Exactly.
But the whole thing is in the other direction. Let's say you said use your example that this girl is too young to have a child, and the girl wants to abort it. The machine's not going to tell her not to abort it because statistically speaking, if she's too young, cannot support a child, she will be at detriment. The child will be at detriment because we can look at statistically speaking. Listen to this.
The machine. Listen. Let me say this. The machine has the algorithm already, and the machine knows that this child is the next savior.
That is impossible.
It's not impossible. It's a machine. It's not. No.
How can you?
And that's the problem with the machine. It's not impossible because they will take.
What data points?
Are you understanding what we're talking about? Are you understand what we talk about in the machine? In a machine getting an understanding and having the mind to do its own thing. We're talking about.
I understand what you're saying. What you're saying is ridiculous because there's no way. There's no data points that you can pick to feed a machine to get that type of logical reasoning. What data points can you possibly use to predict?
Just because you don't know about it doesn't mean that data point don't exist, bruh. The same way that people go back and find out where they were born at 400 years ago and their ancestors, it's the same thing, bruh. You don't know.
All right, fellas.
You don't know.
It's going to be interesting.
The future nobody could put that algorithm in anything, but nobody knew that. My man that I just found out on watching PBS the other night that he actually found his ancestors from Africa. You know what I mean? And actually found out that Sam Wood was from Africa. He was an African slave.
Dr. Lewis Gates, right?
Exactly. Come on, man. Like you can't say that.
Anybody can reverse that shit. Anybody can say, hey, I can find out where I came from. But you cannot possibly tell me you can figure out whether a fetus is going to be the next president of the United States.
I can't, but the algorithm of the computer thinks
an algorithm can't figure that shit out.
I said an algorithm of a computer can think that it can.
Yes, I think Smith is leading to something because they are, when you go to a sperm bank, right? There was a sperm bank that was featured in 60 Minutes, and this lady, she said she wants the next Tom Brady. And the way they go about filtering people's DNA, like the guy's DNA genetic makeup, they was like, all right, well, they will also, like, the way it worked out is like they would test the guy's genetic, history and stuff like that, so that so that this woman who wants the next athletic Tom Brady, give her the best opportunity. So there's something in regards to having AI, having technology birth these sort of, or detect who's going to be the smart child.
Here's the counter to that. You might have the potential, right? But the whole thing is if you don't have the resources and you don't have the support system to cultivate it, it won't fucking happen. Every seed.
No, you know, won't happen. We saying if all things are equal, man.
Let me finish my point. Every seed has the potential of becoming a tree, but without sunlight, without enough sunlight, enough dirt, enough water, without the right proper conditions, that shit will never come to fruition. That is the reality of life, and that's what every fucking human being on the planet. We may have greater football players than Tom Brady. We may have more brilliant minds than Albert Einstein that we have never known. Those people may have come and gone, but because it was never cultivated, it would never fucking happen.
Okay,
so the whole thing is to deny.
One, we had greater minds than Albert Einstein.
So to deny that there is a nurture aspect, not just a nature aspect, would be a fallacy.
But no one is
that.
disputing the nurture aspect. We're just talking about what AI is capable of.
The AI is capable of
in regards of creating such brilliant people.
But we're talking about a gamble of AI not creating those people, just knowing that who has the potential. That's it. AI could never create those people because AI can't teach you how to catch a football. AI can't talk you through those.
But it's a hell of a start to have AI.
AI can't teach you how to catch a football. Only a human. Sorry, you got the wrong AI.
But what I'm saying is, hold on. All right. To wrap this up, I'm just saying it's one hell of a start to have AI disseminate and detect who are genetically, I hate to use the word, who's genetically, exactly, to be those individuals in society. It's one hell of a start.
Basically say we're going to take your, I don't know if you all, because we don't never have the God conversation, but you're going to take your God out and we're going to put it into artificial intelligence. That's what you're saying. Like, I don't agree with that.
And I'm not agreeing with it either. I'm just saying the fact of, I get where the fear comes from and the uncomfortable
and remember,
aspects of it. I get
creating AI. Man is driving the artificial intelligence until the artificial intelligence drives man. Yeah. That's the problem that I have.
All right, do we have time for one more news? We got
time. I ain't got no football games to go to.
Yeah.
All right, one last news.
Over here playing Roblox.
Real quick, since we were talking about Amazon is backing a startup electric vehicle company, Rivian. They are planning on releasing their IPO relatively soon. This is kind of needed. Yeah. So their share price, their supposed target share price is going to be $62, but I saw an update yesterday on the Wall Street Journal that the valuation might be higher. But so Tesla's gonna, obviously we all know Tesla have competitors. Last week, Smith.
What's the ticker symbol?
We don't know yet, but
I'm looking at 57. Yeah, that's a good buy-in.
But I know last week we were talking about Tesla dominance and how Tesla they're 80%. Like in 2020, they were 80% of the EV sales. But I think with Amazon, I think Apple's also trying to enter the electric vehicle market. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Tesla in the next few years. But speaking of Tesla, Elon Musk, I thought this is at least a light story to at least end this. Elon Musk, basically, this is from the Business Insider, is ready to spend $6 billion to end world hunger, asked the UN to provide a plan. Elon Musk, the world's richest man, has said that he's willing to sell his Tesla stock and spend $6 billion to end world hunger. This comes in response to a tweet made by David Beasley, director of the UN World Food Program. In his tweet, Beasley had mentioned the $36 billion increase in Musk's net worth after Hertz ordered 100,000 Teslas. He added that 1/6 of his increase, which is $6 billion, could help save 42 million people who are suffering from famine. After this, Elon posted a tweet asking exactly how the $6 billion will help solve world hunger. He further added that he would immediately sell Tesla stock and fund the $6 billion. Beasley then started tweeting Musk, assuring that the WFP has a system in place for transparency and open source accounting. He added Musk's team can review and work on the WFP to be confident about this. With your help, we can bring hope and build stability and to change the future. Let's talk. It isn't complicated as Falcon Heavy, but too much at stake to not at least have conversation. I can be on the next flight to you. Throw me out if you don't like what you hear. So what do we think of?
The first part, I'm going to tell you what I think. First part, I just want to jump in right quick because he's only selling 10% of his Tesla stock.
He's willing to sell 10%.
Yeah. No, it said, but this says he would immediately sell Tesla stock like he's selling all of it.
Yeah.
He only selling 10%. 10% gets you $6 billion when you're this guy. I'm just saying, like, What are we talking about here, fellas? Like, look at the numbers. 10% is $6 billion. Come on, fellas. We got to do our investments better. Anyway, as far as what him spending $6 billion to end world hunger.
Well, I think I think the call out was so. With Elon's newfound riches, well, he's always been wealthy, but he's been anointed as his further wealth. Thank you, Black Zeus. His further wealth. People started to say, like, look, it's absurd. I think this book touched on this in regards of rich people out here in civilization and basically try to say, well, with X amount of donation, you could stop world hunger to some degree. And then Elon Musk basically called him out and he was just like, yo, okay, I'm willing to sell X amount of shares if you are able to have an open accounting source of how that money will be spent. And then what happened was it then was revised. It was like, all right, the $6 billion is not going to necessarily end world hunger. What it's going to do is save 42 million.
40. People. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
$6 billion only saves 42 million people.
Yeah. So like, I think that's what Elon
and that's his problem. He like, nah, $6 billion can save more than fucking 42 million people, bro. Well, you're trying to cheat me.
Well, I think what he's saying.
You aren't trying to cheat me. To stop world hunger.
Yeah,
we can make some rice fields. We can make rice fields and all this shit. Like, this shit ain't hard. We do what we want to do.
Elon Musk is basically saying, like, yo, you guys collect billions of dollars each year.
Exactly.
Be transparent, and I'll be willing to sell some shares of my my stocks. But go ahead, Black Zeus.
One, where the fuck is Mr. 1045? Because I was just telling him last week when he was criticizing Elon for having all this money and success and saying, well, what was he need all that money for? And, and I told you, guys like Elon are about legacy. He's about impact in the world. He's not about the money. Elon is not like, oh, I need to be richer. He's just like, yo, how can I impact? Mm-hmm. Now, the whole thing is the systems are full of shit. Everybody knows this. We all know this shit, but that's why it's one of the things, like, you ever pull up to like CVS or McDonald's, whatever, and once you pay your bill, they'll be like, would you like to contribute an extra $1 to go towards our Feed the Children Foundation? And in your mind, you're like, nigga, you ain't spending that $1 on, you're going to spend 90 cents on the paperwork and 10 cents on feeding the kid. We all know that about a lot of these organizations and these systems. But we don't criticize them. We criticize the person who has the shit ton of money that's not just giving their money away, even though we do the same fucking thing on a lower level. We don't give up 10% of shit. Hell, I'd be surprised. Most of us don't give away, 1% of our money to any type of philanthropy or humane purposes. You know what I mean? All right, I'm a person who
Go back up, Black Zeus. Go back up, Cass. Go back.
I'm a person who donates time and resources to, like every year, me and my family get kids at homeless shelter coats and hats and toys and everything for Christmas, and we get books, school supplies for the kids down there. During the Christmas time and everything, we donate blood.
You're not looking for no accolades, though, my brother. You're not looking for no accolades.
And I'm not looking for those accolades, but and my son participates, and he enjoys it. And the thing is, you know how many people I see lined up? Not as many people as I see on fucking Black Friday outside of fucking Best Buy. So miss me with that bullshit. Yeah, y'all want to get at the rich dude who bust his ass to create something while you producers you consumers do nothing but consume. Y'all don't help humanity, but yet this guy is supposed to. Miss me with the bullshit. Like, I'm with Elon.
I agree with you on that, Black Zeus, because I was saying the same thing.
What's my thunder, goddammit?
Like, I know we normally talk about okay, thunder, damn. Let that thunder ride out. Let that thunder ride out for a second. Thought it was storming. The building started shaking.
Sorry,
I didn't know what's going on here. Yeah, but like to piggyback what Black Zeus said, I was looking at that and I was saying, I think that all billionaires and millionaires should pay a fair share, but I think this is some bullshit. You really looked at me like the World Food Program. This is the World Food Program. So now you're looking at one man.
Mm-hmm.
This is the World Food Program where you got the world's leadership, the world's government, but you're looking at one man and saying, "Oh, you just got not right now. You just got paid. You just got paid with Hertz, and because Hertz paid you, you should give up this money because you just got to deal with them." And it's like, no, the fuck, I shouldn't give up this money. That's bullshit. So I work, and you're coming at the one person. You know what I mean? This is the World Food Program. All these countries, and you're coming after me for money for this program. Yeah, I need some transparency, and you're telling me that $6 billion is going to save 42 million people? $6 billion can fucking sustain a country on its own, can sustain probably like 7 countries, maybe even more. You know what I mean? Countries.
I got a better one for you. I got a better one for you. How about this?
You talk about fucking food? The fuck?
What percentage? Probably 90% of the average Americans have one of the 3 or 4: Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Plus, Prime, whatever it is, or Disney Plus. That's just $10 a month. If you said to each one of those motherfuckers, switch out one of those fucking subscriptions and donate it to a charitable cause for ending world hunger or whatever the fuck, how many people do you think will sign up for that $10 a month? You ain't telling me nobody can't afford to give up $10.
Yeah.
Even if you work at McDonald's, you can't tell me you can't give up $10 a month.
Hey, Black Zeus, you remember that shit? They had all these motherfucking celebrities, by 100 of these motherfuckers. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the outside human race.
Yeah, you're gonna take it back to Michael Jackson in the 80s.
Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like we've been there. We've been there already. Heal the world with this food shit. We're not gonna play them games. That's the same as the ASCAP. You want me to motherfucking give you 40 cents for this fucking dog? I don't give a fuck about that dog. I'm just saying. I don't give a fuck about this dog.
Or bitches like ALC going to a fucking spending people's donation of $35,000 to go to
Vanity Fair shit,
to go to a party, say tax the rich.
No,
really, bitch?
The museum shit. I forget.
How many people could you have helped with that 35,000?
That's what I'm saying.
What charitable organization did that go to?
So like you just said, Black Zeus. So if you can get the AOCs and everybody that's on them state senates and all that to get them $35,000 and get that to the WFP, the World Food Program, then you ain't got to ask one man because you just won a lottery. It looks like so pay for everything. Man, I don't agree with that shit. Listen. I'm all about the rich paying their fair share, but I'm not about you taking advantage of anybody. Like, exactly. I'm not about that ever. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Ever.
That's a beautiful way to end that, beautiful way. All right, well, that wraps up for the news.